Hello and welcome, Internet. I'm Ignite, and I'm joined here with Formal and Black Templar, and we're doing the analysis video, the prediction version, not the review, because we're going to split things up, of week 2, not week 1, but yeah, week 2.
Yep. The predictions for week 2.
Yep.
Lots of good games coming
Oh yeah,
ahead of us.
got a lot of good games, a few matches that we'll probably definitely say might be the better ones, so we can definitely try to watch, because I know we got to see Halfling be Halflings. But let's go ahead and get started with the first one, and it's going to be Murdering Sodas versus Season 3 Revenants, which is Humans versus the Necromantic teams.
So this should be a very interesting match. The Revenants are coming off of a loss from their previous game. However, they did gain an extra player from that game. Definitely give them that edge up. The Humans, meanwhile, are missing their blitzer for the next game. So they're missing that block and they'll have a loner. And that may factor into what's going to happen in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you have to worry about when fighting against the Necromantic. They do have a werewolf. It has claws. It's mean. It's nasty. They have 2 flesh golems with strength 4. I mean, they cannot fight an ogre 1v1, but they can definitely hold their own against a line of mostly humans. Um, their ball carrying
Yes.
capacity with their guys is not the best, but he is fighting a rookie player.
hmm
Um,
I'll be honest. I can see the Necromancer winning if Nuffle doesn't step in and become a right, cunt nugget, which it was in the last game, but we'll say that for later.
Yeah, Nuffle definitely was not playing friendly with Necromantic.
no.
And if Nuffle feels like they're deserving, this game may go a lot different.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think the Necromancer in a bad way. I think Necromantic just, as long as Nuffle doesn't get in the way, I think he could win this match because you gotta remember the humans have lost a Blitzer, which is a crucial piece in a human team by far.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And if we could somehow get the ogre on his own and gank it, and then have the werewolf come in and tear him to shreds, I think he could take out the ogre. But I think the best course of action for Roger is to start picking off the blitzers and the thrower, and then just slowly, methodically pick. Against humans is not the best course. I would say the best course for against humans is a methodical pace. While for the humans, they need to get there quick, because if they don't get some touchdowns quickly, they could be in for the long haul of getting their ass handed to them.
Yeah.
The
The humans.
Necromantic do have the deeper bench. Sorry, cutting you off.
Uh,
So the Necromantic do have that deeper bench, and that could spell a factor, especially because the humans are going in with 11 even.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the Necro team, they have a deep bench, so they can actually potentially do fouls against humans. Always good for that opportunity to happen. The only, like I said, he's fighting a rookie player, and I'm pretty sure this rookie player that fought against the Dark Elves, he's done some training a little bit, and he's probably gonna be training a little bit more before he plays this game against the against Roger. And Roger does have a really good chance to mess up this human team. Being a rookie player, he can take advantage and try to farm some SPP. Um, Granted, his flesh golem is nowhere near close to level ups, but he has a white that's close to it, and a werewolf that can get a couple touchdowns, if not a couple injuries. So yeah, that's a possibility for him. The humans have I think maybe one or two guys that could get a level up. Yeah, he has a blitzer that is not away, that has 5 SPP from the MVP, so he can get a level up, and he has an ogre that has 2 SPP. So that mighty blow might be able to come and play. It's hard against Necro because they have regen, but if they fail it, it can be really good for him.
Thing
Oh
to
yeah.
remember, though, is that werewolf does have claw, meaning every single piece on the human team is a viable threat.
Yeah.
That claw will come in handy. It functions as a mighty blow for the armor break, or 2 mighty blows against the ogre, just for the armor break. Brings it down 2 full
Yep.
points. Or is it 3?
True. But to be honest, I kind of feel that with the ogre's the strongest piece on the field. But like you said, the werewolf is the best countermeasure. However, it's all going to boil down to a simple case of, can the humans keep their line out from being demolished by the rights and the flesh golems? Because the flesh golems are going to be key for the necromantic team without a shadow of a doubt, and the werewolf is going to be the main blitzing piece.
Yes, he is definitely going to be a big blitzing piece. That and the whites. The whites actually might go on a line considering how Rogers been playing. But yeah, this is
But
yeah, it's going to be difficult for humans.
I mean, the Nuffle both ways could definitely bring this in, because in the humans' first game, which of course was against the Dark Elves, so there wasn't a whole lot of opportunities to do those armor breaks, the humans only had 4. They had 4 armor breaks to Necromantic's 13. So now that the humans actually get a chance to actually brawl against their opponent, it may definitely change how well the humans do.
And there is 3 blockers versus 2. That's also a big factor. It could be 4, but he's a rookie. He got beat up a little bit. But go ahead, Black.
Yeah, but I think this match, I mean, like I said, the only main fact I would say for both teams is Nuffle. Nuffle has gone out of its way to screw Roger in the last match and in the Nuffle League, because we could back that up pretty easily.
Yeah, he got nuffled. Or to affled, whatever you want to call
it. Yeah, but I kind of feel that Roger might have this might be the one match Roger might have a good chance at. It's just gotta hope that Nuffle just not being a bit of a bitch.
Yep. Well, let's go ahead and say some scores. What do you think, Mole?
Well, seeing how the so far it's pretty much just been 1-0, 2-0. I think I'm gonna actually put it in Necro's favor, 2-0 over the humans.
All right, that's fair. And what do you think, Black, my ogre friend?
So, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go for a 3-1 win to the Necro team.
3-1. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with a 2-0 win for the Necro team. The reason why I'm saying this is because, like I said, the Murdering Sodas, they have a rookie coach. He doesn't really know everything about it. I hope he's been training, because if he has been training, he has a good fighting chance. It's just I'm going by player skill. Roger knows what he's doing on the field, sort of. Unless Nelson gets involved, then he gets screwed all the time. If he does get screwed, then there's a chance that Kenny involved him with the Murdering Sodas, he might get a chance to win. Mainly involving Nuffle in that situation. But for skills and for the better chances, I think the Necro team's going to win this one.
Yep. All right. So, I mean, the humans may come up with an offset, so it's not like this is set in stone. Soda, you can definitely pull it out. Good luck. You could do this.
Indeed. You know, everyone has a chance on the Blood Bowl pitch.
As we saw, Nuffle has a big hand in things.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and move on to the next match. It is actually my match. Combat Evolved Lizards versus the Red Serial Killers, or Red Ram Serial Killers. Let me get it correct. So Chaos versus Lizardmen.
Looking at the last 2 games, the Lizards did pull through with a victory with 2 touchdowns. Chaos has yet to score a touchdown. Lizards did also break armor, 12 armor breaks compared to Chaos's 9.
Yeah, I killed a Steve. I'm happy about that.
Yep, Steve is dead. But it should be really interesting seeing how it is, because Chaos, they do not have any of those skills outside of the gate. So it's all down to placement and how you utilize your blitzes, because a Beastman with a blitz can go toe-to-toe with a Saurus.
Yep.
So it is definitely possible that Thanex can come through and rip apart the Lizards. They don't have the abilities really right now to do such a thing, but it's possible.
Yeah, there's also
Possible.
The thing that they have to worry about is they don't have an apothecary either. I do now. So, what are you gonna say, Black?
Be honest, this match, in my honest opinion, Chaos could win it easily if they they're willing to go suicidal with one factor. Because we all know the biggest Achilles heel to your team, Glad, is the Skinks. It's your biggest Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I mean,
The thing is, they don't have tackle yet, so that dodge does come into play. So that stumble is just a push. The only thing that will actually knock them down is either a POW, or if you could decide to get greedy, or if the dice are not kind, both down.
Yep.
I know the Skinks are not going to be making blocks, but the Chaos player does have a chance here if he marks the Sauruses with his Chaos Warriors. Toe-to-toe, same armor value, same strength. Somebody has to get an assist to actually push through. If he puts 2 Beastmen on the other 2 Saurus, then the rest of the Saurus versus the Skinks, rest of the Beastmen versus the Skinks, they'll definitely have a higher advantage.
Mm-hmm.
but that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's the thing you gotta look at. I mean,
but the Skinks
you have to remember,
be marked anyways.
But you gotta remember though, the Skinks are by far Elizabeth's weakness. I mean, the benefit, I mean, the judgment of both teams in actual reality is both teams don't have other skills. They don't have block yet, right? Neither of you do.
Nope.
And this is a kind of matchup that's both good and bad for you both, because one, you're not expecting someone to literally break your head in with a block piece, and two, the detriment is if you either get double downs or don't get the results you need, it's just going to end up either a pushing match, or a lot of people are going to go down and pray to the gods you don't get screwed.
Yeah.
Well, the kickoff results are more likely to go into the Lizards' favor anyways because of that fan factor. So they're even on the rerolls. However, depending on how kind of the matchup comes up, the Lizards can definitely take advantage of extra rerolls or whatever the kickoff events go for.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be a very interesting match. So I think at this point we should go ahead and probably go through scores.
Yep, go ahead and start some scores.
Yeah.
I really stayed quiet because it's mainly my game. I really can't really say much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go ahead.
Black, you go ahead and go first this time.
Thank you very much. I'm going to say that this match is going to go to the Red Ram serial killers. I just got a feeling they're going to have this match is going to go their way. So I'm going for a 1-0 win.
1-0 win. Regardless, I think it's going to be a 1 draw.
Ooh.
I don't think either team can really get ahead unless Thanix cannot screen off those Skinks and the Skinks can run around, and in which case the Lizards will just run right away. But I do think it'll either be a 1-1 draw or a 2-1 in favor of Lizards.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to the next one. And it is involving the English Knights, which I believe is Bretonia, versus the KGB Broader whatever. Sorry, fan, but your names, man. I swear, I'm sorry. Either way, Nurgle versus Bretonia.
Yeah. To be honest, after the last match with both teams, I'm going to be honest. I mean, the fairness on the Nurgle Riders, they had a good match. It was just they were unlucky because they were facing, Kislev at the time. And let's be honest, it's very hard to keep Kislev down. But at the same token, with the Bretonians, they really didn't get in the game. I mean, no one got hurt, but they just couldn't get into the game.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, and that could definitely change here because now they have an ability to actually get close enough to really cause some pain if they can.
Well, it's a yes and no. They have a guard piece. The biggest thing about the Bretonia team, all of their peasants have finned, so no Nurgle player can actually follow up unless they blitz. That's actually really, really big, considering these peasants are just cannon fodder for the blitzers and the blockers. The blockers have both down, and there's the blitzers which have block, and catch, and dauntless, so they can go toe to toe to a Nurgle warrior or the beast of Nurgle for anyways. So it really depends on who can injure who. Which in most cases the Nurgle team could. They have a Mighty Blow piece, but it's gonna be a little more tougher than a lot of people would initially realize, since they have a lot of Fend and both down and block.
True,
Yeah.
true. But we also gotta look at the point, though. I mean, these two coaches are pretty much rookies in some regards,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna be honest. This is a good matchup for the pair of them because it means now it's two rookie coaches that go to guard each other. I mean, I don't know how long So Was Wise Eat Fan. I've actually pronounced it. So, but I feel like he's gonna have the advantage here because the fact that he's got stronger players,
Yeah.
and if he tailors his strength well, he could do some serious damage. Because the problem with the peasants is because they're armor 7, if he can get through their armor, oh Jesus.
Yeah, that is very true.
Oh yeah, can absolutely destroy them, and that's the truth. And the Nurgle is a bashy team. Their last game alone, they had 16 armor breaks compared to the Bretonians 11. Bretonians are a semi-bashy team, so the Nurgle wants to get in and get stuck. The Bretonians want to stay away, and that could change where it's going to go for.
Well, yes and no. I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about scores here. But
Yep.
reason why I'm doing this is because I feel like that the Bretonians, they have more skills starting off. Nurgle has to work. Yes, they have a guard piece.
Yep.
That's all good and dandy, but let's be honest, they won't really need it against Bretonian anyways. Bretonian can stand toe to toe against certain pieces. Maybe not so much the Beast of Nurgle, but I feel like they can get the touchdowns a little bit easier. The blitzes are really freaking quick, and almost every single Nurgle player is slow, besides maybe the freaking Pestigore, which has 6 movement allowance, which still is pretty slow. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-1 with the Bretonians winning.
Enough?
Yep. So, I mean, all right. So let me. So it all is going to come down to placement. It's going to come down to how those peasants are placed compared to where Nurgle is on the pitch and where the ball ends up. If the ball ends up somewhere good, the Bretonian can run right through Nurgle. It will come down to dice, but I do believe that even though the Nurgle team does have like the strength advantage, the brawl advantage, it's going to come down to attrition, how many players of the Bretonians are left. If the Bretonians can get some early scores, it's definitely going to make a difference. I am going to say that this is going to be a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm gonna be honest, and sorry about this, Grim, but your luck, right, in the league so far has been. I mean, last season was atrocious when it came to getting injured a lot. So let's be honest, it was atrocious. How? Well, come on, it's true.
Yeah, Mole. It's atrocious,
But-
isn't it?
However, I have a feeling that this one could be Grim's to win, as long as he doesn't go too silly
Yeah.
and he places his team well. I mean, piece of advice for you, Grim: don't bother passing against this team because you will not win a pass war against the Nurgle team.
Well, you won't get a
So,
pass through the Nurgle
I'm
team,
gonna-
because they won't be passing. I assure you that much.
You say that, but I've seen Nurgle teams pass, and it's a bit weird.
Oh,
but
they can
okay,
pass,
but that's another
it's,
date.
it's difficult. But yeah, go ahead.
They're not built for passing.
But I'm going to go with a 1-0 win to the English Knights.
Ah, so we got 2 Bretonians.
What was the
and
score?
1-0.
1-0. Sorry, it lagged out at that perfect time.
It's okay. It happens. Either way, good luck to you too.
Well, that's the name of this league, isn't it? The Lagged Out League.
Technically,
Yep.
yes. Either way, let's move on to the next one, which is involving the freaking
Chaos
Dwarfs
Dwarves versus the
you.
Pro Elves.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, how am I gonna put this gently? you're gonna get your ass kicked if you play like you did last time. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's fair. That is very fair.
All right. Well, I was probably screening to be good against a Bashy team and not an Agi team, and that's why he could just get through me. I did learn where I placed my screens up really weak and allowed players to just run right through me. This team is a lot slower, and elves are quick.
Yeah, you do
They're
have
a
the
lot
ball
slower, but
handling potential versus them. You have to worry about a lot of block though. That's the biggest thing. But you're playing against Johnny. Let's be honest here. Johnny, he's starting to get a little bit of his groove to start playing some Blood Bowl. But he's still green.
He did win his game though, and so he does have kind of that win over me. He does have Claw on a piece, which that's not going to do anything against my Pro Elves because hey, their armor is all 7 except for my block.
Yep, there's still
not
the
going to let you touch.
but you have to look at the other point as well with Johnny. I mean, Bright and I literally berated him last week to say, look, stop fighting tree men, for Christ's sake.
Well, he did bring down one though.
So, yeah, but he could have done more damage. But we'll leave that for the other video. But in my honest opinion, in this match, this will come down to kickoff. Reality-wise, if you get the kickoff formal, you could get away and avoid getting hurt. But if Johnny gets the kickoff first, this could be a long night for you.
Definitely. The one thing that I do have to say is that, yeah, his players are a little bit slow, and this is the match for whoever deserves the frog.
That is true.
Oh, that's right. You both got frogs, haven't you?
Yeah, he stole my frog. It's better on my team.
Or did you steal his frog? Dun dun dun. But this is my honest opinion though. About this match. You have to worry about block. You don't really have to worry about tackle because you have LG4 and no dodge. You have to worry about bullet centaurs, which are really quick actually because they have sure feet and sprint. But his ball carrying capabilities are very, very minimum. He can usually get with a hobgoblin, maybe handoff, but I don't know if he's that smart to realize that he can do that. No offense, Johnny. He can outbash
still a
you.
catch check.
It is. He can outbash you easily, but I really think you should be able to run around him. It just depends on how Johnny places his pieces. In this situation, I think you got the advantage just because of skill-wise. So I'm going to probably go with a 3-1 victory for you, Mole.
All right.
Oh, wow. Now, in my opinion, the claw thing, yes, it's totally useless. But I see why Johnny's done it. I see why he's done it, which is a smart move on his part. He's looking at the late game. But in this match, I'm going to be honest. I think this is a match Formal will win pretty much hands down. But I got a feeling it could be a periodic victory where you're probably going to take a lot of casualties doing it.
I only rolled a 1 for my winnings last game. I was hoping for a 3. And
Yeah,
so
and
I
that's-
could not afford the apothecary yet.
Also, I gotta have to say
So
this though. Go ahead. I'll let you play. I'll let you say your little score. I gotta tell you something. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I'm gonna go with Formal winning. And sorry about Johnny, but I think Formal will win 4-0.
Well, I mean, it could be possible. We've seen a 6-0. So, yeah. Either way, before we move on, I have to say, Johnny, you need to fix your dwarf. The Chaos Dwarf, his name is Bose Rigier, whatever his name is. His mustache is on his bottom lip, and when he opens his mouth, his mustache moves with his bottom lip and not his top lip.
Oh, what? That's... He needs to shave.
No. It's actually a mutation of the Chaos Dwarfs. They can separate the skulls.
They can separate their mustaches. Either way.
They are Chaos Dwarfs, so they are Hashem's children.
That is true. But let's move on to the Orcs versus the Norse.
Ooh, how am I gonna put this? I'm gonna put it as gently as possible for you, blonde cow. Dude, Don't go suicidal like you did in the last match. For crying out loud.
I have never seen a team so abused by men half their size. It, I
I mean,
I have not seen the
Christ.
match yet, and I am scared to, just because of how badly the halflings just messed you up.
Man.
And I mean, the orcs are going to be strong, but you do have the block. You do have the ability to put those loners on the front line because you don't care about them. You don't care if their armor breaks. All things considered, if you can minimize the amount of marking you have against the orcs, try to play back, pick your fights, you can definitely stand to win that game.
Indeed.
It's true, but here's the caveat, though, gentlemen. Two caveats come into play in this match. First off, he is going to get inducements because, I mean, the three players are going to take their places are or 50k each, which is going to give him some inducements. And this is where Yumiya the Yeti is going to run wild in this match.
Ymir.
Yeah,
'Cause-
if you're blitzing with the Yeti, armor's going to be broken, and orcs are going to be crying.
Maybe.
Protect Ymir, and just make sure you're picking your fights well.
Yeah, pick your fights well.
I mean-
and try not to die, because you're probably going to die a couple times.
Well, that's all well and true, but I mean, if we look at the Orc team, I mean, the Orc team only lost a lineman, which to be honest, I've just realized he will not be getting induced because the Orc player has got 11 on the dot, so he's not getting any replacements. He's stuck as he is.
Yep. But it's only an alignment. It's not really a big player that he has to worry about. He does have 3 black orcs. He has a troll, but 2 goblins. So I mean, he has the strength advantage, kind of ish. But it really depends on how he plays. He only has 2 blockers, which is his blitzers. Really bizarre. And he only has 1 reroll and apothecary. He's going to win kickoff events. It's a very bizarre team. Yeah.
Glad it's actually going to be 50k inducement, so it's enough for Bloodweiser babes.
No, I wasn't saying. I didn't say anything about inducements.
Good enough.
I
I did.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
black.
I know, that's what I was saying. It was more towards black. There's going to be 50k inducements, but Bloodweiser babes will be seen.
And this is a piece of advice for Blancow because you are a rookie coach, and I'm gonna give you a piece of advice. Yo Yeti, target the blitzers and the Blackhawks. You kill them, that team crumbles.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. But gentlemen, let's go
I was
ahead and start talking about some scores here.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and start with you,
So,
Black, since you already started to say something.
sorry, who first?
I'm gonna,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, me. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna be honest. This might be another punic victory case because I'm going for a 2-1 win for the Orcs, but I feel the Orcs are gonna be punished by that Yeti.
I can see that being possible. And what's the score? 2-1?
Sorry, it lagged out. My turn, or
I didn't know what Black
it's your
said.
turn.
I think you said 2-1,
Alright.
correct?
Black
2-1.
said 2-1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, that's
in
what I
favor
thought.
of the Orcs. So, I mean, Jesse's my friend. I want him to win, but this is probably one of his toughest games. Good thing he's getting out of the way early. But again, I probably have to agree with that. It's going to be a 2-1 win for the Orcs.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be the rebel here, and I'm going to say
Sorry.
that the Norse is going to win here. The reason why, because the Orcs only have 1 reroll. They only have 2 blockers, and Norse has a lot of block, even with their loners. The only thing that doesn't have block is the Ofrenir and the Yeti. And
I missed that piece. I'm going to switch my score around. It's going to be 2-1 Norse.
Yep. Now, if the orcs can bring down a lot of guys like the halflings did, we can easily see an orc win. But if the reroll is used really, really early and not at a crucial time, we can see Norse taking advantage of it. But they're both fairly newish players. I know one hasn't played Blood Bowl in a long time, and the other one I don't really know at all. So we'll have to see what the Blood Bowl rolls win. But I'm going to give it to Norse, and I think it's going to probably be a 2-1 win, if not maybe a 2-2 draw, or if not a 1-1 draw. But I'm going to say 2-1 win for Norse.
As long as Nuffle doesn't get involved and do what he did against poor Blancow, I mean, oof, good lord. I bet you the hospital's working overtime in that match.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of hospitals, let's talk about some people that doesn't have that as many mummies as he wish he had, and he's fighting some mummies that has money blow.
It's the Undead versus the Khemri. And the Khemri are definitely missing 50% of their powerhouse because they're dead.
The ogres, nobblers stomped
Thank you,
on him.
thank you. Yeah. Well, actually, it was just 2 nobblers that did the job, but well done, boys.
Yep,
They
stomped
earned
on
their
him.
rest. But this is going to be a really brutal game. I do think that the Khemri team definitely has an experienced coach. Meanwhile, the Undead team definitely has an experienced coach. They're both new to this league. However, they both have experience on their side. Definitely with Khemri missing half of his Tomb Guardians, that's definitely in play a factor because the mummies, yes, they only have 3 move. However, they start with that mighty blow. Tomb Kings don't have that luxury.
They do not.
Oh yes, that's true.
Khemri's also a lot
However-
slower and can't deal with ghouls very well, so that
Nope.
might also play a factor.
Yep.
But also, we must add the factor as well, gentlemen. The fact as well that when it comes to ball handling, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces that can do ball handling, and that's more than what the Khemri got. Khemri got pretty much, well, 1 essentially.
Yeah.
Khemri had some really lucky plays in the game against the Ogres last week. He was able to handle the ball with pieces who should not handle the ball.
No, he
Thing
got
to
lucky with the
remember-
pickups.
Yeah, the thing to remember though is, I think it's Lord Bass. Yeah, the thing about Lord Bass though is he makes all of his risky plays first. He is going to use pieces that normally should not handle the ball to pick it up. It's a 50% chance that that piece can pick up the ball. Now, with a faster team, and not against the Ogres, it's going to be a little bit more risky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is not in the way of the Tomb Guardians here. I'm definitely pulling for Undead in this one.
Definitely, the Undead are probably have the advantage here. I'll go ahead and I'll start it off. I think the Undead are going to win 2-1. I do think that the Khemri's going to get a cheeky touchdown somewhere, but I think the Undead are just going to walk right over it.
I will agree with the 2, but I think it's going to be 2-0. I just don't see them being able to pick up the ball. They got lucky the first time with the freaking picking up the ball, but Nuffle's not always going to be that very easy for you to do so every single time. So I think Nuffle's going to hit hard on this one, and yeah, it's going to be 2-0.
In my honest opinion, the fact that's going to come in is the inducements for the Khemri. I don't know what he's going to pick, but nowadays he's probably going to pick rerolls or another like regen ability because he really needs it in
Yeah.
Igor. But I'm going to be honest. If the Older Than Dirt has the same punch that I did to them, I would say this match is going to be probably a 2-0 win to the Old Dirters. Sorry, Lobas, but to be honest, I've really crippled you up pretty good.
Yeah, you did. Either way.
You said 2-0?
Yeah,
2-0, yep.
yeah.
All right.
So me and Black agrees. Let's move on to the next one.
It's going to be our first elf match. Definitely the good elves, the dark elves, versus the not so good elves, definitely the evil ones, the high elves, the masters of Warhammer.
That's great.
I'm actually going to make my score. I'm going to make my score prediction right here, right now.
Oh.
All right.
I'm going for a 3-0 win to Oath.
To Oath. Really? We haven't even talked about the teams yet.
Very, very
The
bold.
high-
The reason I'm saying this is because here's my reason why, and you'll understand why. First off, it's Oathmaster, and if anyone's watched him like with his previous team, the Bretonians, he knows how to pass, run, screen. He knows what he's doing. And the bad thing is for the Dark Elves is if the Dark Elves can get a good run of bashing, then yes, they could win the match. But I just don't see it happening. I just think Oath is going to be smart about it. He's going to play more defensively and pick his targets.
See, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to disagree with you. Oath could not pull it out against the Dwarfs, who is a newer player and should have been a fairly easy win for him. And he could not pull through with that victory. I think that Oath is not going to be able to pull through with this game either. And I do think that Scythe has the opportunity to definitely steamroll the High Elves because the High Elves are more expensive, they have better stats, but they have garbage skill. Meanwhile, the Dark Elves, they have a lot of block pieces. They definitely have an advantage just because they're definitely the crowd favorite because someone stole High Elves from wrong peak. So.
Oh, hey, I'm not arguing it. I mean, let's be honest. No offense to both players, but I want to see elves get murdered as the next guy, right? I mean, let's be honest, we all do.
Except the pro elves. I mean,
oh, they deserve to get stomped. I'm sorry, but after what they did to me in the first season, they deserve to be crushed.
Anyways, though, I do believe that Scythe will pull this through with his Dark Elves, just because he does. It did seem that his play was a lot more refined in the first game over Oathmaster with his High Elves. So I do think that it's definitely going to be a high-scoring game, but I'm expecting it's going to be a 3-2 for the Dark Elves.
3-2. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Black? And then I'll say whatever I think about it.
Black already said he's expecting a 3-0.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right, let's be completely honest here.
But
if we're looking at complete skills, Oathmaster is way better than Scythe. Scythe just doesn't care if he wins or loses. He's just going to try to create mayhem. Oathmaster got knuffled last week. Let's be honest here. He's a good player. He got knuffled. He getting hard against a rookie player. I mean, seeing a freaking dwarf dodge into a cage and able to block tells everything to me.
Yeah, that's true. That was insanity, but we'll save that for another day. But the thing is, though, I agree with you, but Nuffle was involved in that match. But in this match, I just feel that Oath will get back in his groove and just kind of dominate the play.
I haven't said my piece about who's going to win.
All right,
go
ahead. Who do you think is going to win?
You know, I think it's actually going to be a draw. I don't think either one of them is going to win. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. I think that Oathmaster is going to get knuffled enough where he can't win. It's going to be at the last bit of the play, and then Scythe is going to be able to get the tie. Scythe's probably going to give up at the point, but he's going to get the tie, and he's going to be, well, that happened. Okay, let's move on.
So what do you think the score is going to be?
2-2.
That's 2-2.
2-2. Sorry, I didn't hear that part.
Yep.
I heard the draw part.
Either way, it's going to be a great match to watch. Probably one of the better ones to watch.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
But
damn right.
Either way, let's see. Since we're talking about the rookie of the Dwarves, we might as well go ahead and talk about his match against the Sour Gummies, which is Underworld.
Right. Ooh, this match is going to be... I'm not going to lie. This is going to be ugly.
It's definitely going to be very brutal. It's not safe for kids to watch at home. That's all I got to say.
And plus the fact as well, for poor Pig Dog, he's missing a Skaven and a Goblin.
Which means he gets 2 Goblin Loners, which is very risky to use.
Well, they're not that bad. They have dodge based already on their freaking skill.
Yes.
So.
However, he's going against the Dwarves, which all have tackle. So the dodge is not going to matter. And if he wants to dodge one of his goblins away from the Dwarves, he's going to have to use a reroll if it fails the first roll. In that case, Loner pops in.
Yeah.
So he's going to have 2 pieces in that'll always have to be marked, which can definitely put Pig Dog down. So unless Pig Dog can somehow get a cheeky troll-throwing goblin score, like That happened to me last season.
Yeah.
I do not expect this to go well for Pig Dog. Although, on the other side of the coin, the Dwarf coach is fairly new. He's still learning the fundamentals, so his placement could be better. I do think that Pig Dog, having more experience, can definitely exploit this, even with lesser players. It just kind of depends on, is the positioning going to either affect or outweigh the casualties that the Underworld team will sustain.
Oh yeah, that's true. And Pig Dog, piece of advice for you. You know the loners? Use them as goblin missiles to hurl at like anyone's got the ball.
Yep.
I used it. It worked.
Yeah, I mean, you can use goblins and miss, especially since you got loners. Really easy. Heck, I did it to Bowl and was able to get the freaking touchdown with him. So, I mean...
I don't even... That should never have happened.
So, anything's possible. But overall, this matchup is really bad for Underworld. Especially since he doesn't have any claw or mighty blow pieces like I did against Mole. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna really hurt a lot. And he's missing a escaping player, so his strength 3 guy is gonna be replaced with a strength 2 guy. The dodge will matter somewhat because only half his team only has tackle, which is the Longbeards. The rest of them doesn't, and the runners don't have block, period. But the line's still gonna get shattered because even with the freaking troll being in there, they're gonna be fighting the troll slayers, which have dauntless. And it's not gonna be fun.
Yeah, I've just read something that Mass has just said on our Discord. He said, "I'm pretty sure I'm being labeled as insane after breaking the cage."
That's one word for it.
Yeah,
Lucky
pretty
is
much.
the other word for it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a part of our highlight reel, so I mean, definitely did something right, even though it was absolutely insane.
Yep. It was really ridiculous, but let's go ahead and start talking about some scores about this gentleman.
All right. So, I do think that, especially with Mass playing how he did and was able to stalemate one of the more experienced players due to level and positioning, I do think that Mass does have a chance to upset the more experienced Pig Dog. Of course, Pig Dog is playing the Underworld, so it can definitely kind of rattle down to positioning versus attrition. If Pig Dog can get a lucky throw or an early break, or position his players to pretty much block that, Pig Dog can definitely run away with it. But I'm expecting a 1-0 for the Dwarves.
Okay. Go ahead, Black.
I'm glad. Right. I'm gonna be honest. I think this will be a 2-1 win to the Sour Gummies.
Okay.
However, I'm expecting from you, Mass, because I know you're watching. I'm expecting casualties. If I don't see goblin deaths in this match, I'll be questioning your license to have dwarfs. There should be casualties with the dwarfs and goblins.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one for Big Dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say the score was, Black?
2-1 to the Gummies.
Okay. I'm gonna give it to Maz here. Not because of skills here. Let's be honest. Big Dog is not the most skilled player here. He's green. And Maz is rookie. There's not much difference between green and rookie in Blood Bowl. And Pig Dog. Well, Maz, not Maz. But anyways, Pig Dog, he is just he's playing a half stunty team against dwarfs. There's a lot of tackle on the field, and he doesn't have any pieces that can really break the armor besides the troll. This is a tough matchup altogether for it. When I was fighting against Maul, I did not want to play that match. Yes, I won out of sheer luck, but I did not want to play that match, and it's very rare for Underworld to win this matchup, just because they have all the goblins, and none of them are mutated or anything. They don't have no extra heads or anything. So I'm gonna give it to the dwarves, and I think it's gonna be a 2-1, if not a 2-0.
That's fair. But I mean, it's definitely an uphill battle. But with this long of a season, getting this game out of the way early, even if it's a Pyrrhic victory or even if it's a devastating loss, getting this game out of the way for Pig Dog is a good thing.
Oh, definitely, definitely, definitely.
So Pig Dog, you're lucky this schedule worked for you.
Yep, same with me and Chaos, but that's a different story. Let's go on to the next one.
All right.
Yep.
Next match, we're looking at Pirate Joe's Vampires versus Black Templar's Ogres.
The big old fat
And-
sumos.
So, funny story. Whenever I play against Roger and he plays his vampires, friendlies or otherwise, he battles with his thralls. My big guys always die. And it seems that Black Templar has taken that curse and made it twofold with his snotlings. It's going to be absolutely terrifying whatever those snotlings decide to stomp on. Whether it's a thrall, just to knock him out so there's less things that the vampires can feed on, or the vampires themselves. And, well, we know if Pirate Joe loses his vampires, he'll become the Pope of Despair.
Again.
Um,
Oh, no.
well,
Okay,
the thing
and-
is, though, I have ordered. I mean, everyone in a lot of the other coaches have given me a list of people to kill, and someone's already topped the list. But I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to wait to the match and see if Joe figures out which one I'm after.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That'll be
I
something
think
fun
I
to watch.
know. I wonder. Let's see.
Yeah, because the thing is, though, right? Everyone knows this is a rest season for me. I'm resting, and I'm just going to cause mayhem and chaos as much as I can. I mean, I already did that with a Camry, and well, you saw the results of that.
Yeah. Pretty nasty.
Should still play for the ball because I do think, if played right, you actually have a chance of winning this game. Whether it's giving the ogre a ball or throwing a snotling for the touchdown.
Or do what I did last time: try and kill everyone I can get my paws on.
Yep.
Your filthy paws.
You filthy
Yep.
ogre
So-
paws.
The thing is, each touchdown, each kickback, each kickoff, if Pirate Joe is going to put his vampires on the line next to your ogres, it's not going to be a good time. However, if he puts thralls on the front line, they're not going to be able to dodge away. You're going to get some free punches. That's some free mighty blow real estate. Their faces are going to be caved in, meaning less thralls for the vampires to feed on.
Yep. And there's 4 vampires.
And if I mean, I know for a fact, from what Joe has told me, if Alucard dies, he's going to be fuming. Apparently, if Alucard dies, and unfortunately, I'm looking for you, Joe. He's not on my list. He's not my top priority list.
He's the second one
Someone
he's going
else
to
is.
foul, though.
No, actually, he's bottom my list.
But kind of going for a score, I do think that there's going to be a lot of injuries sustained by those vampires.
Yeah.
But I do expect the vampires to win 2-0.
I
Maybe.
can't argue with that.
I can see that happening. The vampires do have the hypnotic gaze that can break any freaking cage that the ogres can form, including the ogres themselves. Granted, I don't really recommend the vampires staying there for too awfully long because they're gonna get punched afterwards. But nobblers are really easy to kill. There's gonna be SPP on both sides here. The ogres are gonna wreck probably some thralls, and the vampires and thralls probably gonna try to wreck the nobblers. I think it's probably be more like a.
Well,
Go ahead.
if you remember the last match, my Noblers, by some sheer god of miracle, didn't even die or suffer a massive injury.
Just
Yeah.
badly hurts.
Yeah,
I
you-
mean, his nobblers are the tankiest and scariest things in the league.
You got really lucky. Your ogres are taking
Yeah.
more of the brunts than your nobblers, apparently.
Yep.
But
Although,
Yeah, but
there's no tackle on the vampires, so those nobblars, unless it's a POW, which even a thrall 1-on-1 to a nobbler gets 3 dice. He's probably gonna get a POW.
Yep. It's gonna be difficult for you, Black. I don't expect you to win. I want you to win, and it'll be hilarious if you do win. But I'm actually thinking that the vampire team will win here, unless they get a lot of ones like they did last time. And there is a lot of vampires, so it's very possible. and he will get a loner on the line, so you expecting that regardless. So I'm going to give it a 2-1 victory for them.
I'm gonna make this proclamation right here, right now, and this is directly to you, Joe. I suggest you don't lie on the ground too long, because I will foul. I will have no qualms in fouling. I don't care. I will try and murder every player I get my paws on.
Yes, be engulfed by the fouls. Get ready for them.
Let the hatred flow through you.
Pretty much.
Come on. After what I did to the Camry, I mean, we all, everyone who watched that match, everybody said they couldn't believe what I did.
That was ridiculous.
No, there's a lot
No
of
one
good
expected it.
fouling teams, so it'll definitely be insane.
Matt says, please go for Alucard, but no, he's not doing that.
No, but if Alucard is on the ground, I did say I'll foul, and I'll try and get a hold of him and kick him in his privates.
Either way.
Or nobble them off, whatever comes first.
I'm definitely going to say that this is probably in the top 3 to really watch for this upcoming bit. But I think this is going to be the top 1 for the next one, and it's going to be Halfling v Halfling.
This is the first racial
Mirror
death
match.
match. Yep. The other one would just be the vampires, which will be down the line.
Yep.
But considering what Malt did to those Norse is illegal in all 50 states of the United yeah, this is not going well.
Malt should be sent to The Hague for what he done to the poor Norse last time. He should be sent to The Hague.
Well, let's look at it this way. The JW rules is halflings. He did have to fire one of his halflings, which does help his team value against Malt's halflings. The thing is, neither of them are really going to get many inducements out of this one.
No,
in fact, they're pretty much even.
Yep.
So no iron tree branches for the pair of you.
Nope.
So basically, you guys got to rely on your 2 tree men.
Yep.
Which means that JW rules might only get screwed over if his single halfling loner grabs the MVP, just like Strong Branch did.
Yeah. But there's 2 deciding factors, obviously. One is the moving 3 allowance treatment. That's one big deciding factor. But the second one is actually the reroll that is on GW Rules' team. He has 1 extra reroll.
But the thing is, this is Halfling v Halfling. Basically, these Halflings might be 3 strength. It's like playing against your own team. So even though they're stunty, it's not going to matter as much because of that.
In my own opinion, and this is something I'm going to recommend to both players, both coaches, if any treatment is down on the ground, for the love of all that is nuffle and holy, foul the bugger, get him off the pitch quickly, because the first team to lose their treatment is going to dominate the game. So that's a tip for the pair of you. Remove 1 treatment.
I think you said that backwards. But yeah, no, the tree men are definitely like the staple. If a tree man gets removed from the pitch, that's definitely going to put an advantage on either player. And if, for some reason, JW rules kills Oak and Dagger, the 3-move tree men, I think the entire league would be very appreciative.
Yeah.
Or just like in Horrible Irony, just give him a move down.
That was
curiosity, gentlemen.
That would be horrible.
Curious, gentlemen, how much is Strong Branch?
300.
Isn't he about 100? Isn't he 100? 300.
No,
So
I thought he was a little bit less than that.
No, he is 300.
But they both have inducements on both of their stadiums that make all-star players 50k less.
True. I think. Do they? Yeah.
Yep.
They do, I guess.
Both of them have upgraded their club that really benefits them in home game.
Well, it's not really matter on this one, though, so unless
it's not going to matter with
spend
this
their own
one
money.
because they both have floating cash available, which can definitely play an aspect. However, It's how deep they want their benches.
Yep. But let's go
Yeah.
ahead and move on to some scores, though, gentlemen.
All right, so Malt did really nasty things to those Norse, and he definitely has experience with the halflings. I think JW Rules does have some experience as well. However, either the dice were not so nice to him, or just wasn't as lucky. But even just kind of regarding straight stat lines, with that 3+ move speed on that tree, I do think that Malt is going to win a 1-0. But it really will come down to whoever wins the kickoff.
Okay. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go with not Molt, but I'm gonna go with GW Rules, and I think he'll win 1-0. But I think we're gonna see a lot of flinging gonna be thrown about here. A lot of it.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna see some. I cannot wait to see some halfling missiles.
And for the love of God, gentlemen, please aim for players because we want to see a fling kill someone.
Throw a fling
Well
at a tree.
thrown, that would be a highlight.
Throw a fling at a tree and kill him. That'll be the most epic thing in the world.
Oh, I would. Mate, if that happens, you've got to do artwork for that down the road. You have to. That'd be hilarious.
Maybe so.
That would be like the highlight of the season. Nothing else
definitely.
can top that at that point.
No, nothing can. But listen, I gotta say a score. This is gonna be difficult. They both can easily get anything. I think I'm gonna give the advantage to GW Rules, but I think for experience, I think Malt can win this. I think it's gonna be sporadic, and this will go either way. I think it's gonna be a 3-2, if not a 2-1. But yeah, I want to see a 3-2.
That's a high-scoring game for halflings.
I expect a lot of throwing.
Yeah, they have to land.
Halflings can land, but either way, that's what I want to see. I expect a 2-1 though.
All right.
Oh, you know something? I've got a feeling that you're gonna see the undead, like the zombies on the sidelines with knives and forks, salivating at the chance at trying to see their the opponents get ripped apart.
Well, it's gonna be like the only halfling game of the season where we won't see a Master Chef.
That is true.
I don't think. No. I believe there will be a Master Chef. I believe.
Malt, he has 150k, and I do believe that GW Rules has 90k. He does. Malt will have the advantage. So if Malt will be able to afford the Master Chef, well, GW Rules will not be able to. He'll be stuck at 90k.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, you gotta remember, a halfling Master Chef for the halflings costs 100k.
Mm-hmm. GW Rules is stuck at 90. Even though his team is technically 10 under, he has to get a loner, which is 30k up.
However, for those who are unaware, and I will enlighten people, if a player does buy an inducement on his own pocket, then that indifference will go to the other player, and he could buy an inducement as well. But it depends who it gets the first pick of inducements.
Technically, because JW Rules will have the higher team value, he has to choose his inducements first. At least that's how I believe it is.
Either way, let's move on.
Because the home team always goes first.
And this is going to be actually somewhat really interesting as well, is the Arcade Heaven, which I believe is Skaven, versus the High Elves. The most highest team touchdown scorers in the league. It's going to be pretty interesting as well.
No, the High Elves weren't the ones to...
Not High Elves, I meant to say Wood Elves. Oh, no, those are...
Yeah, what are you doing? Those are Amazons!
Freaking
Romkey!
Romkey! It's freaking Romkey! I'm going to strangle him. He should change his name. Because I see High Elves.
You know what?
Okay.
King of Cosmos absolutely crushed me, but I do think, because I think even in the previous videos, Rumkey was new to Season 3, so he's still a little green. He definitely got a team that definitely works for them. He does have a player with Mighty Blow, which can definitely make a difference in this game, where there's 2 gutter runners on that rat team who can definitely cause some mayhem. I do believe that the Amazons can definitely cause some problems, but King of Cosmos knows how to find a kink in your armor and knows how to exploit it. I'm just glad I got to face him in week 1 so I could take that loss early because, whew, that was rough.
I'm going. I'm going to be honest. I feel that the Skaven are going to be a very hard match for Ronki because, don't get me wrong, Ronki could take out the gutter runners with his blitzers, but now that 2 blitzers have got skills, which is wrestle and block, it's going to be hard to deal with those 2 little buggers unless you have tackle, which he doesn't have.
Well, these gutter runners, they are, one was built to break cages. They took wrestle, still has the 2 strength, so it's a pretty weak one. But they also have one with blood. So I mean, these gutter runners are gonna run right around and.
Oh yeah. However, the loss of Storm Vermin, though, that could be a bit of a problematic thing for Arcade. I mean, it's not gonna be a big problem, but it is a bit of a problem in some regards.
You're welcome, Romkey.
However,
It's a neglecting injury. I did talk with King of Cosmos after the game. He did say he wanted to fire him and buy a new Storm Vermin, but he decided to go with another thrower instead. So he is going to have 1 line rat with Loner for that game.
and given the ratings, I mean, Industrious is not going to play a factor in this match, which we can all agree on. Now, the one player on Ronki's team we should look out for is Boner on 2 legs. Is that how you pronounce that one? It's one of the blitzers, number 3.
Blodge.
Thank you.
Block and dodge.
I don't know why he didn't take tackle, but Mighty Blow's still a good thing to have. I mean, she's going to be a bit of a force to reckon with some of the Skaven, but I do feel that the lack of no tackle is going to be a real detriment against the gutter runners.
Well, the thing about that is he did take Mighty Blow for a reason. Regarding kind of any blitzer on an agi heavy team, Amazons I know are a little bit more bashy, but they are a more agi team. They don't have the 4 like elves. Their blitzers have access to strength on normals. By getting that Mighty Blow, it's going to open up more opportunities to cause injuries to his opponents, which will, 1, increase his chance of winning, and 2, become an SPP farm. I bet you that the next ability that Blodge on 2 legs takes is probably going to be Tackle. That way, anything will be afraid of that piece.
Well, let me say my 2 cents before we move on to scores. They are down a Storm Vermin, which is a block piece, which they did gain another block piece with their Gutter Runner, but it's only strength 2. Now, yes, there's 4 Gutter Runners, which have agility 4, which no Amazons have agility. And that's what the Amazon team is going to have to worry about. Granted, we're talking about Ronki here. He's really freaking lucky for some kind of stupid reason, which hopefully he gets cursed this time. And yeah, freaking. It's gonna be a tough match for the Skaven, but I think it's doable. I really do think it's doable. Like, I mean, fighting against Umol, it was an Agi team, and he really pulled out a stomping which no one expected. So
it was a rough match. Going on to scores though, I think King of Cosmos is definitely a skilled player. He definitely knows how to minimize his risks while definitely maximizing his rewards. Otherwise, I just got nuffled really hard and I didn't even realize it. I do expect the Skaven to still pull up as high numbers as they did in my game. Although with the Amazons and with Romkey as their head coach, I do think that they'll have a higher way of fighting back. I predict that it's going to be a 4-2 game, but to the Skaven.
okay.
Ooh, ouch.
And what do you think, Black?
I'm going for a 2-2 draw.
Alright, that's fair. Very simple. Me, this is hard. I definitely want Ronki to lose because he's not high elves right now. Literally, that's the main reason why. So I'm gonna say he's gonna lose 3-0.
Well, I'm just listening. I'm looking at the smack talk on the chat, and Felix has just told Ronki, "I'll be gentle."
No,
No,
he's not.
foul.
He's not going to be gentle.
when you bring someone
He
down, foul them.
That's the truth. Skaven have really low armor. Fouls can definitely rip them apart.
No, I was talking about more towards against the Amazons.
Oh, all right, yeah. Foul the Amazons. They have really low armor. Break them apart.
Yep. So I mean, it really applies to both of them. Still.
All right. On to the next game. We have the Vampires, coached by Gamba, versus the Fighting Clowns, which is the Kislev team, coached by Bright Ops.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely going to be an interesting match. All things considered, in the match that Gamba just played with his vampires, he did fire one of his vampires, and one of his thralls died. So he's kind of recovering from that. However, Kislev, on the other hand, did get a dodge on one of his main pieces on a blitzer, but he's going to have 4 loners for the next game.
Excuse me. Yeah, but we have to keep in mind though about the Kislev. The Kislev are very hard to pin down. They're very hard to pin down.
Not a lot of coaches know how to play against them, although not a lot of coaches know how to play them.
Yep. But I kind of feel for the Vampires, they will struggle in this match because here's the problem. Without a proper solid way to stop Bozo the Clown, which, let's be honest, that is Bright Ops' main piece. Let's be honest. It's his strongest piece. Excuse me. And I kind of feel that unless you can find a way to stop Bozo the Clown, I feel that this is going to be pretty much the Kislevs to win.
Yep, I feel like Kislev do have a really good chance. Yes, they're missing linemen. Okay, great. They're going to be cannon fodder anyways, so put them on the lawn. So I really do think Kislev can easily get the victory here. They do have an agi for catcher. They can't really fight toe to toe against a vampire, but with how he was fighting against me in the match that happened like about an hour ago, he was running a lot of ones with his bloodlust, and bloodlust is the biggest considering factor of what will happen. Now he only has 3 vampires now. That's the biggest thing. So a lot less bloodlust. So I could see Gamba pulling the victory here, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to watch. We're gonna have to see how the Kislev can fight the vampires, and I feel like I'm gonna go ahead and go to my scores, and I'm gonna say it's a draw. I think it's gonna be a 2-2.
Okay. So, kind of another piece on my side is that, I mean, definitely Kislev has a lot of strength by linemen. The thing is, the screening tactic that Gamba used in his game is not going to be effective against Kislev. Just because that leap means it's a 1 dodge out on a catcher that's a 2+, it's going to be really hard to stop them from running right over them. Yes, he does have down to 3 vampires. However, that means only 3 strength 4 pieces, and the rest are thralls, which have 7 armor. Of course, the Kislev has a little bit stronger armor. They don't have any pieces with Mighty Blow or anything to cause injuries. However, Kislev will probably run right over the vampires at this point. I'm expecting a 2-1 victory.
All right.
Right. I'm gonna go for a 3-0 win to the Clowns.
Okay. So Kislev
Going high up there. It should be definitely an interesting game to watch, and probably one you'd want to tune into.
Oh yeah.
All right. And now for the final game of the week. It's going to be Diathel's Wood Elves versus versus the Goblins. And
yeah, this is gonna be a really tough
that,
match.
Yeah, to be honest, I would say this is where the chainsaw could be the biggest piece on the board for speed. It is speed, isn't it? That's controlling the
it's
bug,
speedy.
isn't it?
It's speedy.
Speedy.
Yep.
Yep. Speedy.
That's his...
Piece of advice.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yep. Your piece of advice here, Speedy. You take that chainsaw and you shove it up our War Dancer's ass and kill them. Please do that. It's your best way of getting rid of them.
So he had a Fanatic. His Fanatic's out for this game with a niggling injury. That's really rough. So his only secret weapon is that chainsaw. He
Well,
has to protect it.
there's something that you definitely need to look at. He has 150k. He can easily get another fanatic. It's not a problem. But I don't know if he wants to do that or not, because I'm thinking he probably is trying to save up to get the enhancement, which he still could afford, I believe, if I remember correctly. To probably get the Nuffle altar. But yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup regardless, because the War Dancers. But if that chainsaw get his greedy little freaking blades on, and yeah, War Dancer might die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 5+ roll on a 2d6. That's a really
Oh.
rough roll. And the thing is,
Well-
is that if he does, because he's got a lot of money to spend here, he could take 3 bribes even, as well as other weapons. Of course, he wants to stay away from Bomber Dribble Snout because he's playing against elves. They're going to catch it, throw it right back at your face. It's not going to be fun.
Boom.
I would, to be honest, I would recommend. To be honest, I would recommend 2 bribes, and if he's got enough money, get a wizard, because a wizard's gonna be putting Die in a bit of a bad position because he does not want to face a wizard.
No.
Yep.
Um,
Wizards are definitely very powerful inducements. But again, it is 150k. And he does have that one weapon. But if that weapon goes down, the Looney does not start with dodge, making
It does
him
not.
a tasty target for the War Dancers to hit back.
Indeed, because
Yeah.
of Blodge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be hard for the Goblins to really get a hold of the ball because of Strip Ball and Blodge. But if the Goblins can get the ball first, which in any case, if Goblins can get the first attack, they can easily make the game a lot more even for them if they can enter guys immediately. Because 2 troll hits against armor value 7 pieces can pretty much mean halfling armor and probably an injury. Also, there's a chainsaw. And if you have a good chunk of bribes, and you bring a War Dancer down somehow, yeah, just surround him a little bit and use your chance on a foul.
You can get that as long as you don't roll double ones. You can make it so that it's a 2+ foul to break their armor. And I believe, doesn't chainsaws add to the injury as well, or am I mistaken here?
It's the armor. It's
Just
3,
the armor.
3+2 armor for the chainsaw to break. So instead of it being 7, it will be 4.
It'll be 4, which is the 5+, making it really easy to get that. But the thing is, the elves are definitely going to want revenge. And the whole thing about this match is Diaphil was scared of you, Speedy. He was so scared of you, he did not want to buy a treeman until after your match, because he was so terrified of that chainsaw that it would take down his tree.
Now, take down his War Dancers.
Take down his War Dancers instead. You got
Yeah.
this.
And if a War Dancer's on the ground, for the love of all that's holy, stamp on it. Stamp on him hard.
That or chainsaw it. Both things apply.
But all right,
Oh,
let's
yes.
go ahead and we'll go to scores. We all want to see some mayhem. We all want to see Diaphil cry, lose some things, and continue the Wood Elf curse. I mean, it's a tradition now, right?
Pretty much.
I think. He's already lost an elf his last game. What's 2 more War Dancers this game?
It's
I do. Oh no, that's not that bad at all. So for this game though, for the score, I do think that Diaphil has the advantage here.
Oh, definitely.
And with how bad Nuffle screwed over Necro last week, and how lucky Diaphil is because he hurt himself instead of his team with the Wood Elf curse, it might not affect him as bad, but I am expecting a 4-0 in the Wood Elf favor.
Okay. And what do you think, Black, before I say my words? Because I got a little bit to say myself.
I'm gonna go with a 3-1 win to Diaphil, because I just got bad feeling Diaphil's just gonna run away with it.
Oh, man. Oh man, this is where I get to freaking have y'all's dreams come true because I'm a goblin player. And guess what? War dancers and elves, I love killing them. They're probably one of the funnest matches to play against. Cause I mean, if you know how to use a chainsaw, which usually I do, I don't know how great Speedy is with a chainsaw, but if you know how to use it really well, you can destroy wood elves all together. And he doesn't have a tree, so you don't have to worry about the line. You can freaking punch with a couple of the freaking trolls. Bring those guys down so you get some SPP for your trolls. All right, make sure your goblin is safe and secure in the middle because we all know trolls. They're stupid and they'll probably roll a both down. I really say not to worry so much about the ball and just create mayhem because once he only has like a couple players left, you can get the ball and just run down the field. Don't worry about it no more. And if you have to, and he already has a touchdown on that half, and you have one turn left, do a freaking goblin throw and get a one-turn touchdown. So I'm biased here, and I'm in favor of goblins. And I'm gonna say it's going to be a, let's say a 2-1 victory.
Awesome. And Black, did you say your score? I know you said that Daffle is going to run away with it, but I didn't hear numbers.
It's 3-1.
3-1.
But either way,
All right.
that's this prediction stream. I hope everyone enjoyed watching it. It's always fun to make these things, and yeah, we'll definitely see you in the next week. So thank you all for watching again. Take it easy, and we shall see all of you in the next analysis video.
Or on the field of blood.
Yep, or that.
Yeah.
Later.